Evening, everybody. Welcome to League of Extraordinary Inventors. I'm your host, Mike from Faraday Research. It is Free Energy Friday. It is October 17th, 2025. Welcome to the show. As usual, we have Lulu on, we got Philip on, Bert and Ernie's in the background there somewhere with his pyramids, and we also got
Homunculus.
we also got Gerald on here tonight. So
Gerald the lion, cool.
the lion, the
Welcome, Brother
roar,
Gerald.
the roar. Are you there, Gerald? His microphone is on, so he should be there.
We can't hear
But,
you, Gerald.
Oh, he's not muted.
The Megatron.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been a busy week again. A lot of stuff going on. Live chat is open, everybody. So if you have any questions, comments for the panel, I did put an invite out for Timtron. He said he might try to jump in tonight. So we'll see if he shows up. I sent him an invite. So see if that happens. So I guess as normal, we'll start off with Philip. He wants to kind of go over his gravity theory and his magnet experiment that he's been working on. So,
can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Sorry, guys.
Hey,
Go ahead.
hey.
I'll stop interrupting.
Welcome, Mr. Lion.
Roar. I got
Megatron.
nothing. Really, I got nothing.
You got the floor.
Alright, can you share my screen? Thank you. And here we go. Alright, so last week I was showing my my free fall experiment that two magnets do not have the same gravitational acceleration. I wanted to redo the experiment correctly for tonight, especially because there's the paradigm drift in an hour. I wanted to show it off too as well. So I wanted to do the experiment correctly, but I did not get the LED lights because I wanted to turn off LED lights as soon as the ball the metal balls are released from my hands to get a perfect timing to make perfect calculations. But the balls some battery holder I needed to turn on the LED lights was not shipped. It's still at the merchant's place, so I did not get them on time. That's really weird. I never had that problem before, but again, as soon as things are critical, I always have weird problems like that. So, but so far for every experiment, every attempt I made, you see here the ball on the left of the screen, the ball on the left of the screen falling down is the magnetic ball, and the ball on the right of the screen falling down is the non-magnetic metallic ball. The magnetic ball is 66 gram, and the non-magnetic ball is 69 gram. So with the air friction, the non-magnetic steel ball should reach the floor first. But every attempt I made so far, the magnetic ball actually reaches the floor first, as we can see here. Yeah, we can see here on the right of the screen, the red dot is the magnetic ball, and the gray ball is the gray dot is the non-magnetic steel ball. And every attempt I made, magnetic ball has a greater acceleration. Um, I have all the calculations also to prove it. Dr. Dormos asked me to make the calculation and prove it before doing the experiment mathematically. So that's what I did. I have all the mathematics right here. So again, to convert a magnetic field into acceleration, all you have to do is multiply by c and divide by the square root of k divided by g, where k is the Coulomb constant and g is the Newton's gravitational constant. So yeah, that's how you convert. You convert a magnetic field into acceleration or an electric field into acceleration using these two factors right here. It's very simple. It's a high school algebra right here. So I have multiple ways of I prove the maths behind it in multiple ways. And here I calculate the vector, the acceleration vector that the magnetic ball adds to the gravitational acceleration, which is 0.0224 meters per second square. So if the gravitational acceleration is 9.81, then you add 0.02, which is 9.83. So the magnetic ball is going to accelerate by 9.83 meters per second square. So that's it kind of changes the net acceleration. So that's very important. That's what I'm going to show in an hour. And now I have all the maths. It's all stored here. I can send the link on the chat, or somebody can for me. So yeah, that's what I want to share. Send the link, Mike.
Your mic is kind of muffled there. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I got it here.
Yeah. So there's no, I see the drag. There's no eddy current here because it's the air, So it's all you have to consider is the air friction or the air drag. But the air drag should favor the steel ball. It shouldn't favor the magnetic ball, because the steel ball is 3 grams heavier than the magnetic ball. So there you go, man. I wanted to make the official test for tonight, but again, I'm missing some components from Amazon, and I just want to refute Galileo. I respect Galileo, but he was wrong. He was not correct. So
interesting.
I mean, I don't blame him at all. That's why I'm saying I respect.
I know. Hey, I know who that's gonna piss off. Who? Neil deGrasse Tyson. Gonna piss him off.
Yeah, because you refute Galileo, then you refute Newton, and therefore Einstein as well. It's all like a spine that
sacrilegious.
Yeah, exactly.
Weren't they all Freemasons and got all their freaking information from the Freemason library anyway?
Probably, yeah. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yes, right.
I think some of them probably were.
Yeah, I know Newton was.
And just to add also, the magnets, the balls are not spinning when they're falling down. I put the pole of the ball is either facing the ceiling or the floor, but the ball is not spinning. So if it spins, then it's gonna all mess up the result. But just by the way, the ball is not spinning.
Is it a solid or is there like is it a hollow core?
No, it's a solid
It's a
metallic
solid.
ball,
Okay.
neodymium magnetic ball, and the other is a stainless steel ball
Okay.
of 1 inch in diameter and 66 and 69 grams. So yeah, also it looks like I'm gonna confirm it, but it looks like even if I flip the poles, the magnetic ball is still gonna fall faster. So I was hoping that it would fall slower in a slower acceleration, lesser acceleration. So what should I say?
Question for you. Okay, when Boyd Bushman did the experiment, he had the two opposing magnets squished together. That slowed down their mass acceleration.
Yeah.
So the regular rock that weighed the same mass as the two magnets, that regular rock hit the ground first, and he dropped him from 4 stories. So and he did several, and he actually wrote a paper on it and signed it, and it's actually a documented proof that if you have opposing magnets squished together, they slow the mass acceleration of gravity.
Yeah, but I need to redo the experiment correctly by just flipping the poles, see if it's gonna be slower.
That'd be a good question to see if you flip, say, opposing north poles and then do the experiment again with opposing south poles.
Yeah.
So I kind of figure this is just a hunch. I haven't tried it, so I don't know, but I would say there would be no difference between opposing south poles and opposing north poles.
And I would take the opposite opinion on that, whereas I would think that the North Pole or the South Pole would go a little quicker depending on what hemisphere you're on. And of course, we're in the north-ish.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Just a guess, right?
I personally don't think it would make a difference. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but
it does. They're inverse. They're inverse.
Go ahead, Bernie.
I was just saying I agree with Gerald, and they're inverse of each other depending on the hemisphere.
Yeah. That could be true. Could be something to it.
You have more to your experiment that you get to do now, Phil.
Yeah, I gotta go to South America.
I heard actually something kind of similar to this, but different. I heard if you're in the northern hemisphere,
it's just mathematically because it's the opposite magnetic field that you're operating in. Thus, you're going to have to switch your field, like your pole.
Hold on, Bernie. With pulse motors, the theory is, and this is what actually came from John Bedini, if you're in the northern hemisphere with a pulse motor, you run your pulse motor clockwise. If you're in the southern hemisphere, you run your pulse motors in counterclockwise.
It's supposed to help.
Yeah. So I haven't been able to prove that because I haven't gone to the southern hemisphere with my setup, so I can't really test that, right?
They had more money 200 years ago, I guess, to go in the southern hemisphere.
Yeah. When people actually had good jobs and life was actually somewhat decent compared
to really live life rather than the slavery that we're living now.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Economic slavery, I guess you could call
it. They can track everything you do, and if they don't like one little thing, then they're gonna fire your ass.
They're not gonna like me in the future. I'll tell you. They're not gonna like me at all. Yeah. I don't like that. You know what? I don't like to conform to asshole. Sorry. I mean, I just don't like to conform to people that like to control others for the sake of control, or to manipulate you to get info or whatever out of you. I just don't like that shit.
Not to derail into politics, but Carney wants to do what UK is doing right now. Yeah. With the Bill C3 or something like that.
Of course.
I have an abbreviation for the CIA. It's called Controlling Individuals' Actions.
Yeah,
that's what it stands for.
Yeah, there you go. Just ask Jack Sarfarty, head of MK Ultra himself, right? But that's by his words, not mine. You know,
he's just
you guys see his new patent? Do you realize what he's trying to patent?
Yeah, he's
just patenting Bernie's idea.
Yeah, you could say that.
Well, he made a 360.
Idea. Sorry, Bernie, no offense.
He said like 4 months ago. He said like 4 months ago that he didn't care about metamaterials, and now today he's saying, "Oh yeah, I got 2 patents out for metamaterials."
Okay, and not only does he state that, but when he's talking about his patent, he's talking about the blotch wall. Yeah, I brought the blotch wall up like 5 years ago. I've been talking about it's part of my system. I've been talking about it since day one. It's the diffuse wall in between the null zone and anyway, I don't want to get into that too elaborately because then I'll give away certain secrets that I want to teach.
Yeah, I already know what
you know what I'm talking. You've got it. You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what it is.
I'm supposed to do a presentation at my university soon. I was supposed to do it a couple months ago, and there was some stuff that happened with the administration because I wasn't exactly a alumni, but now it's all good. They've set it up. So I'm doing a presentation on my work, the physics class in the university. So
nice. You're gonna teach.
Interesting. What's that?
You're gonna teach physics professors over there how to do how you do it.
I'm gonna show them.
Tell them what to do.
I'm gonna show them what I told you guys behind the scenes.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Here's one for you, and I'm not going to give you the answer. I'm just going to tell you. There's an entirely different meaning to the blotch wall. The blotch wall is not the blotch wall. It means something else.
I know. I studied it because I was trying to figure out what the zero spin in the center of my coil was, like the null zone. And I had to study it's like a depletion region, but there's a little more to it than that because there's like 4 modes that you can enter into. But I don't want to.
I need to talk to you privately afterwards about this, Gerald, because I got a couple ideas. But for now, I'm gonna shut up and let you say your piece.
Well, I thought Mike was going to say.
Okay, we'll give the audience some food for thought here. You cannot penetrate or pass through the blotch wall.
Absolutely right. But you can manipulate the blotch wall.
That's right. But the big part is you cannot penetrate the blotch wall.
No.
There's a reason for it.
Yeah, and because there are certain parameters to the blotch wall that can never be changed or shifted, you just got to use them for what they are so you can use them for yourself.
See, science has come up with certain names or terminology to describe a phenomena, when in actual fact, it actually has an entirely different name to it that actually better describes the phenomena.
The null zone, the depletion region.
It's different. It's we could talk about it offline.
Yeah, there's a few names you could apply.
But they do that for a reason, to throw everybody off track.
Because they don't want people to know how easy it is to actually do this.
Exactly.
Now, there is some dangers, right?
Yeah, I just showed with $100 you can refute Galileo and the whole mainstream science BS,
Absolutely.
It's very easy.
Go to the physics class, I'm not going to be liked very much because I'm going to kill them. Go ahead.
Even in social media, they'll come up with different names, but you'll already have a terminology that everybody knows.
Freaking hate that.
So like UFO. Here's a perfect one. UFO. Well, now it's all of a sudden UAP.
Yeah.
But I still call it UFO because a UFO is a UFO to me. It's what I've always known it to be.
You know what I know?
They want to rehash new names for the same
Absolutely.
thing. Why are they doing that again? Sorry?
Like they changed UFO to UAP.
Yeah, but why?
Well, to hide it
Exactly.
all of the UFO videos and information in the algorithms, right? Anything old, now it's a new narrative. You're not going to look into all the old real UFO and
all the stories now are
and research and technology.
Yeah.
So the X-Files, it's all outdated. And all the documentation on the X-Files and all that regarding UFOs.
Here's another good example. Tesla called a capacitor a condenser.
Yeah.
Because somebody told them, no, you got to call it a capacitor. No, it's a condenser. It's a condenser. That is the real proper terminology of what we call a capacitor. It's a condenser because that's what it does. It condenses.
Oh yeah,
it's just like scalar. You see a lot of people using the word.
It condenses an electrostatic potential because
everybody thinks
everybody thinks there's electricity in a capacitor. No, it is the dielectric electrostatic discharge field that stays in the plates inside the capacitor. The second that charge leaves the capacitor, then it becomes electricity.
What if you didn't need wires to charge your capacitors, just a certain coil system, and you could just put them in the center and they charge themselves?
I can pulse the capacitor, let it go, deplete it to almost zero, and within about 2 minutes, I will have about 4.5 volts back in the capacitor on its own.
Conditioned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Conditioned.
You're conditioning electrostatic potential on those plates. So even though that you're pulling stuff out, right? You're pulling out coulombs of energy, because coulombs is when they talk about coulombs, it's not what's inside the mass, it's on what is on the outside of the mass. That's the difference between ohms and coulombs. Coulombs is on the outside of an inductor. Ohms is inside the inductor. That's how the calculations are done. I learned this just recently from Eric Dollard. So when
the resistance?
No, it's to start a charge of energy on the outside of the inductor.
Yeah, but the ohms is the resistance.
No, the ohms is resistance, but it's also on the material, like a ferrite core or the electrical coil. It's inside the matter. Coulombs is the denomination of how you calculate charge on the outside of the mass.
So what is that like a calculation for its extreme?
It's dielectric density. It's the dielectric density.
Okay, but if you could change the dielectric density, then I guess it just depends on what you're doing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's how you manipulate the ether, is by changing the density.
What is the charge? What is the charge of the Coulomb force? Or
it's basically in free space. That's the ether.
Is it a positive or a negative? Because wouldn't it create like a barrier?
It depends what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'll give you an example. Today I was gonna reset up the water experiment for Demystify Psi, and I decided to do it with the big coil. So I pulled out my big coil, I set it all up, I stuck one wire in the water, and I stuck the other wire from the LEDs in the water. Lit up bright as day. I was like, awesome. Stuck my hand in the water. That's cool. 3 seconds later, the LEDs started to dim and get like almost to nothing, and then they shut off. I'm like, what the heck's going on? My circuit's cold. Everything's cold. Shut the power off. I go to grab the LED bank. It was ice cold. Whereas before I started the experiment, it was warm because I had done the testing without the water. I had pulled the cold out of the water into the LEDs, and I blew the whole thing. All 4 panels, 400 watts of LEDs, gone, dead.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, and it was so cold to the touch. It was as if I took the thing out of the freezer and put it on my counter. I was blown away. Totally blown away.
What do you need to not do that next time? Like, what do you need to add to it?
Well, see, my point here is, though, now I know the mechanism behind how the cold temperature rolls through the circuit and how it goes to the load. And so now I could actually put it where I want. I'm considering making a type of electromagnetic air conditioner. Just because, like, if I can direct that cold to like a big chunk of aluminum and then pull the cold air from the aluminum with fans, I'm doing it at nothing of a cost. It's so efficient in these geometry coils. It's mind-blowing.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd like to do some experiments with coils and hit it with some dry ice.
Yeah, that would be a good experiment.
Yeah, I think I could go pick some up at Walmart. I might do that next week. Grab a small bucket of it. And
I initially wanted to use dry ice for the fog in one of the Atom Project experiment, but I didn't. I don't like dealing with dry ice. I changed my mind on that one. I use steam. I got a steamer now, so that seems to be working all right.
Yeah, depending on what you're doing. Like if you want to cool something down, dry ice is the quickest method of drying something down. And it's readily available. You don't have to go to a special scientific shop to get it. You know.
But that's the thing. If the system's already cooling down the area that I'm directing it to, I can use steam.
Well, my main thing would be is get a supercooling my coil for the pulse motor. And right now I'm running around 50 milliamps of input current.
Nice.
I want to see if I can get it to the point where it's not even registering.
Yeah, I can't even register mine, but I'm not using a scope.
Yeah, so you're probably in the microwatts. You're probably running in the microwatts.
Yeah, it's pretty low. But I'm going to use a scope to see if I can figure it out. I'm still working on learning how to use the scope properly. I'm getting better. But,
Yeah. So one thing I've been playing around with a lot is capacitors. So capacitors seem to have a very important role in my circuits. So I'm going to focus on that some more with working with capacitors and capturing the negative spike. And so those are things I'll be working on this week. So,
Jared, did you have some orbs this week?
Oh no, I haven't had a chance. It was a short week because we had the Thanksgiving, right? Yeah. So I haven't really. I've been dabbling with other stuff. So it's one of many little projects I'm working on. So
somebody was asking me earlier how I charge my super cap banks for doing my experiments, and I use this. It's a hand crank. Let's see if I can show it to you. Oh, wrong side. Here,
what do you do? Yeah, that's to charge your capacitors.
The hand crank, and then.
Oh, okay.
Right. And then I got a USB on the side, and I can directly have that, or you see that.
That's cool. Right. That's a pretty cool little gadget.
Yeah, a little hand.
Yeah, it's got a nice little igniter / taser. I mean, it's just for lighting fires in case you need to warm up.
Yeah, Mr. Rambo.
But yeah, that's how I've been charging my super cap bank. So that's all I've been playing with lately is super capacitors. I don't even touch batteries anymore unless I want to charge them with the super caps.
Yeah,
which they say shouldn't be done or whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on my self-powered coil. It's gonna be a Stubblefield earth battery coil.
He was a genius. Stubblefield knew his shit, man.
Well, he did stuff before Tesla. He was sending energy through the ground before Tesla did.
Speaking of which, I was doing some research on the Tesla coil, and then there's the Uden coil, but there's actually an inventor that was before that from 1853. Can't remember the name of the coil, but he predates both of them.
Yeah, it's possible. Guys were dabbling with this stuff before,
around forever.
Famous guys came around like Tesla and all those guys. So like Stubblefield, he was a farmer, right?
Yep.
He was a farmer.
potato farmer, wasn't he? Or
yeah, he was a potato farmer.
Pretty sure he's a
Kentucky.
potato farmer.
Yeah, he was born and raised in Kentucky, so yeah.
Makes sense.
But
we in Quebec we increase the potato demand with our poutine.
You gotta have them poutines, huh?
And the cheese curds.
Right? You gotta have a cow or two, because how else you get cheese curds? You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, I had to milk cows a few times in my time. Crazy.
You ever go
now they have machines.
Tipping? You ever go cow tipping?
No
ever
comment.
do cow tipping?
No comment.
No comment.
They cows sleep standing up, right?
Standing up.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Oh,
Yeah.
I sleep standing up too.
I have. Not lately, mind you, but I have. Yeah.
Do that in the elevator.
On the way back from work.
Oh, that's not good. Falling asleep at the wheel. Oh my God. I had that happen a couple of times. I had a close call once. I said, screw this. I pull off the side of the road and just freaking stop.
There are earplugs you can buy that actually wakes you up when you fall asleep.
You know what? When you're that tired, you
Yeah.
got to get off the road. You have
It just literally it puts you to sleep, right? The shock collar might work. Hey, somebody needs to invent that. As soon as your head tilts down 10%, shock.
Yeah.
You're awake.
Exactly. You have an electric shock in your head.
I got a shock today. Oh my gosh.
Attach it to your testicles.
Oh, I'll tell you, I ran up the stairs like a little schoolgirl today. I had no testicles. I got it. I don't know how it happened, but I was experimenting and I grabbed the negative wire and something fell and the super cap bank slid. My right hand grabbed the positive. Whoo! I screamed like a schoolgirl, ran upstairs because I had to sit near someone in case I had a heart attack, right?
Yeah.
Playing with this energy is, you got to be careful, ladies and gentlemen. It's not safe if you're doing stupid things.
Yeah,
although I wasn't doing something stupid happened. So
it's like getting hit from a defibrillator.
The worst is when you're kind of tired and you underestimate the complexity of your experiment, and then you say, "Oh, that's gonna be easy," and then you make mistakes. That's when you get electric, you get shocked.
Yeah, or if you're in a bad mood, like you start off, you get the experiment going, something happens, you get into an irritated mood. You go back to it, do the experiment, and it's like, oh! I'm not doing it, right? You know, that happens. That happens. Definitely.
I'm just gonna scoot up for a quick smoke. I'll be right back.
Okay, we're gonna get Lulu to do something.
Yeah.
That sounded bad. I'm sorry. Lulu.
I found this one of my items, and I was looking at Bernie's screen. I'm like, oh, I've got one of these. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it has like the lapis lazuli.
Oh yeah.
They say, I don't know. They say lapis lazuli like has good energy, and then
it looks like an organite. That's what it looks like.
I don't know, like
the way organite's made. Yeah, that looks exactly like an organite pyramid.
Yeah.
At least that's how they used to make them in 2010, 2012, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
now they got guys doing it a little differently.
I've had it for a while, yeah.
Does it help? Do you notice no?
It's too small, I think. It's it's too small.
You know what? Put it on a turntable and spin it. That might make a difference. Just a thought, right?
I do have one of those.
It's all weird. I'm looking up here and it's down here. It's like, sorry.
Just do a Ouija board with it and see if it moves on its own. No, just
you want to hear a woo story? I got a woo story about the Ouija board, man. This freaked me out. Okay, you want to hear about it? It was before I became like Christian, right? So my friends this is high school. I think it was grade 10. We go over to this one girl's place. We're like all gonna head over there after school, right? So me and the guys came up with this idea. Okay, let's do a Ouija, and we'll tell everybody about it in school, and everybody will come. But let's go there a couple hours prior and set up a whole bunch of freaky tricks, right? Of course. So we had the record player set up with a little piece of fish line so you couldn't see it. My buddy was behind his chair, so you're sitting, he could pull it, and that would start. We had a lamp. What else did we have? Oh, the light switch, because it had a short. My buddy knew where the short was, and he had fixed it for her. But he was sitting by the board where he had fixed it, and he had just undone it. So the light kept flickering off and on. And it was freaking everybody out, right? So we start, buddy goes on, the record player starts, everybody's like, oh, and we keep going, and then the light goes off and on, and everybody's freaked out. And at the end of it, but he's like, okay, that's got to be bullshit. There's too much happening here. And we're all laughing about it. We're like, yeah, we did it. And we're like, oh, well, it was cool. Then the freaky part happened. There was a cross on the wall at the end of the room. It flew off the wall, hit the fridge that was sitting in the middle of the room, and broke into 2 pieces.
Oh, are you serious?
I'm dead serious. God honest truth, man.
That's
wooden cross.
What's that?
A wooden cross.
A wooden cross. It was a 2-piece cross, broke in 2 pieces, and everybody's like, "Did you guys do that? That was so cool." And we're like, 5 of us that set up the traps looked at each other and shook our heads and went, "We didn't do that." Everybody piled out of that house, man, within like 60 seconds. Freakiest shit I ever seen. I'm telling you. Don't touch these words no more. Shouldn't.
Yeah, me too. I did that once, and I had a whole bunch of bad lucks, like a car accident and all that shit. So
you open doors, man. That's what it is. You open doors.
And I used to play this game, like the Ouija, but they like you said, Phil, bad things happen. Like
they start hunting you. That's what happens.
Man, I started seeing things. Not just me. I lived in a duplex. You know, when I started seeing things, my neighbor started seeing things. So if I was crazy, my neighbor can't be crazy too. You know, like it's So yeah.
I'll tell you, I learned how to deal with those crazy situations, and you can believe me or not, I'm not preaching, but there's a very specific sentence you say, and it stops it cold in its tracks. You say, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus Christ," and I'm telling you, it stops. I've seen priests try and do an exorcism on a chick that I knew at school, and she just laughed. And I'm telling you, this girl, there was something wrong with her. But just saying that sentence changes a lot. I'm just saying, power in that sentence. Anyway, I'll stop. I'm not preaching here. I apologize.
Yeah.
But we're talking about the woo, and there's.
I agree fully, Gerald. I had a very similar experience, and I recommend it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The truth is definitely crazier than the fiction.
Bless you, Carla Whispers.
Right?
I really want to know what happened to that 3-eye atlas. Like, there's nothing real information out there on it anymore. Everything's just AI generated. Is BS. It's not real science anymore.
Was it supposed to reach the Earth by now or something?
I think that thing glow blue.
It was green. Then it turned purple. Then it turned blue. Then it I don't know how many colors. Yeah.
Yeah, I looked a little bit about it, but you know what? It looked to me like the latest type of more NASA's bullshit trying to spread fear towards people, right? I don't know.
No, I really want to know if we have a new species, in town. Like, I really want to know,
I look at it like this, and you're right. We should want to know that kind of stuff. But if it is going to happen, we're not going to not know if it's getting close and it's going to impact, right? We're going to freaking know.
Well, see, this is my theory. This is my theory on this. My theory is these beings are energy beings, and they do, we will never know. They could take on another human because they're energy, they're plasma, they and we would never know. And like, what's bothering me about this is the secrecy. It's like they know something that they don't want us to know. What is the worst thing that they could possibly know that they don't want us to know. And imagine what could the worst possible situation be. It would be something like that, where you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between a real human and a person assuming to be a human, you know, like an extraterrestrial. Do you understand?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
If they
by
don't
that.
tell us what these things are made out of, or what the, you know, what's the story behind, if, you know, this thing is a high intelligence craft or entities in it or whatever, you know, but we should know. Not like they
But what
just
if
cut
they
off
don't know,
everything and
right?
then, huh?
What if they don't know?
They know. They know.
Yeah, I heard they don't want to share because they don't want to show their weakness in the defense system and things like that.
Or
So
what
maybe
they're sharing is a test to see how the public's going to react because they're planning for something bigger.
You remember? I don't know if you guys remember this. I think it was like 2011 or 2012. They shut down all the observatories in the United States. The FBI went in and told everybody to
I
shut
remember
everything
that.
off.
I remember that.
You remember that?
Wasn't there a guy shot over that because he was like?
Yeah, he said there was a spaceship or something passing by the sun or something, and
yeah,
they didn't want everybody to see it.
Interesting.
I remember that. Yeah, there was something.
Makes you wonder why in Canada they went for all the little poppity pops, if you know what I mean. Right? Do they know something we don't? Like Lulu says, maybe, maybe not. We don't know. That's crazy. I love it.
Pretty obvious. They're never going to tell us the truth about anything. Everything that we know that they tell us, everything's a lie.
The privileged never do. I know.
It's all deception.
Never do.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know what? One day at a time, and you wake up in the morning, it's a good day.
Think of it this way too, right? The earth is such rich in water resources, mineral resources. Everything we need is on this planet, and then the whole planet is like $500 trillion in debt. It just doesn't.
In debt to who, though? Right?
You know
in debt to who? To the people that run the world?
Who are we in debt to?
So how are we in debt?
Think about it. The Fed was created to
understand, Mike. I agree with you. I'm just saying, like, who are we actually in debt to?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. The Federal Reserve was created for us to survive economic crashes and stuff like that, but the opposite happens. You know, it's like the more we move in time, the more we're in debt. You know.
You're right. You're right. Sorry.
Just imagine at the end of the day, if we owe a computer all that debt. It's a computer that really, like, you know, accounts for all of this, and it's not a human anymore. It's just a machine that, like, you know,
that would suck, right?
Yeah, I mean,
we're in debt to the society that they have created for us, because in actual fact, we have everything we need in front of us. We got fresh water, we can grow our food, we can mine minerals, we have all the resources we need to sustain ourselves. But when you get one small group of psychopaths that want to control everything and monetize everything under their control, that's why we're living in this reality that we live in right now.
Okay, think about it like this. Think about it like this. You buy car insurance for your car, right? Why? Why do you buy car insurance?
Because you have no choice. Liability.
Okay.
Well, yeah, now you have no choice. Yeah.
Okay, but so do you understand? In the life that you're describing, we have everything we need. Yeah, but they create this invisible, you know, monetary system. Starts with something called an insurance.
Right. It's all fiat.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. It's not something, but you feel like you have to contribute into that to become part of, you know, that structure. Well, that structure is that structure that keeps putting us into different deficits when they value things different than their actual, you know, just to make money off of it. And you know, so forth. Like when you know, you go to, like, anybody, like their car, they go fix it, they put a different bill than what the cost is. If you were to go to do it yourself, it would cost you nothing, you know.
Yep.
But so they built this monetary system to always, you know, like, be in debt. You have to get something that's not really material, service, or just supposedly the peace of mind.
That comes from that English royalty stuck up, pull up the ass type people that literally created that whole system in order to control through money.
Yeah, they're all psychopaths. One of the best systems I ever saw, and there's one guy here in Canada that actually tried to get it off the ground. I'm not sure how well he's doing, but it was the barter system. Right?
I heard something about that.
System. And he was running the Canadian barter services, and he wasn't too far from where I live, but he was doing pretty good there back in the 90s. So I think a barter system is more of a real system that's you're not trading currency, you're trading products and services for other, right?
Value for value, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I get
value
that
for value. You need batteries. Okay, I'll give you batteries. Can you give me a week's supply of food if he's a farmer?
Yeah.
Isn't that if your currency is stable, though, you have to have a third component to measure it, like
see, with the barter system, there's no money involved. It's trade of goods.
But how do you know the value though of something?
Well,
that's up to the
when I was younger, because I told you guys I was into crazy stuff, right?
That's bartering, right? That's the barter system to establish what the value of something is. You have to barter for it.
I'm saying, are you guys talking like I give you oranges, you give me apples, or are we talking about like
for the equal value, right? Like I traded one time a pallet of DVD players for a pallet of VCRs and MP3 players.
So it's just it's a what is it like demand and okay, got you.
What do you need at the time, right? That he needs. He needed the DVD players. I wanted the VHSs for a reason. It all worked out, right? The MP3 players were just a bonus.
And everybody gets what they need, and everybody's happy in the end.
Exactly.
Okay, but for next time when your neighbor hears that, aren't they going to come and say, well, I have this and do you understand? So it's not a continuous thing. It's a moment trade thing. So it doesn't hold value because it's based on a need, not based on equal value for everybody. So bartering becomes hard.
I get what you're saying, because the way the business is done, if you have a need, I'm going to charge you everything I can because you need it, rather than giving you the actual price that it's worth. You're right. That's how business is done today, but that's not how business should be done.
Yeah, I think the barter system. I could be wrong. I think more honest. I think it's more honest of a way of trading goods.
Yeah.
I think it is. Personally, that's what I feel anyway.
I hear you. Because you could always sell some of your goods for cash if you needed something, or trade it for whatever, right?
But this is not a new system. This was done many generations ago. Like this,
black market still does it, man.
Yeah,
the dark web and all that.
Yeah,
black market exists big time. Yeah, and I'm not talking about the dark web either.
Well, no, you call it free enterprise.
Yeah, well, you could call it.
Look at China. China was big on free enterprise. Look what that country has done in 30 years. The not the cost of living, but the how well they live. Their living lifestyle got better by like something like 40 folds better in 30 years. A lot of them were very poor.
When they opened up their economy, eh?
Yeah, they opened it up. Everything became free enterprise, and people, they were trading back and forth, and the country just exploded.
Yep.
They took away a lot of the red tape and regulations for businesses, and they were able to make their businesses grow. Sure, yeah, in some instances, the way they were doing business was a little on the shady side, but
they got a lot done.
They got a lot done with a lot of less red tape involved.
Yeah.
Regulation, right?
Yeah, well, remember what Trudeau said about them, right? I admire China, the way they got things done. There was no red tape. right? So we got to be careful of that. It's a good point. They got a lot done fast, but I think it was more because they opened their economy, and then the people at the top were hammering on the people below, right?
When it comes to technologically, if you go to Shanghai or whatever, they're so many years ahead of us. Just
you're not wrong there.
Like the way they run the cities, the way their train systems, their subways.
Recently, I heard they announced they have plasma
because
weapons.
it's a communist country. They don't have committees and
they got somebody telling them no, you can't.
But I mean, all they had to do is plagiarize our R&D, and that's what they did for their military. There was somebody in Canada. He just got arrested, and he was plagiarizing everything for China.
It's funny you say that because there was a story just came out a couple days ago talking about something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
China, they're way ahead of the United States and everybody else. Nobody wants to admit it, but it's because they stole their tech based from there and then built upon it. And now they're like, look, they just announced that they have an artificial sun.
So they say
years ago, but
they saved all the R&D. That's a lot of cash, man. And they
tell me about it. Why do you think I get irritated when people are like, "I'm going to make your coil and I'm going to step on your work"? And it's because you know what? It took a long time. There's a lot of hard work and a lot of money put into that nobody helped me with. And I'm not saying China's that way. But
irregardless, they're communist or not, you can badmouth them all you want. But what they did with that country in 30 years is unheard of.
I'll give you that. Absolutely.
It's unheard of.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did everything correctly instead of us. And us, we waste our time here with the woke bullshit. And
they built fast, which is what we'd assume that was correctly, right? They got rid of all the red tape. But think about what they have to deal with. They got social credit scores. They can't take a shit without somebody seeing it on video.
Yeah.
Like it's a police.
Yeah, but it's the same. It's the same here. It's just that they don't tell us.
Yeah, I know they keep it secret.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we're not recording you.
Yeah, exactly.
We're recording us.
Yeah, it's one thing to lie to your face and tell you, and then lie to your face and not tell you, right?
Yeah. Just like there's certain light standards that have they're like Wi-Fi extenders sort of thing, right? For certain city workers. But at the same time, they track everyone that goes by with a GPS phone. And if you had a series of those going down a street, you could track anyone you wanted. And you know exactly where they went, where they came from, where they're going. I'm not saying they're doing that, but it's an interesting thought, right? Like,
it's it's got to the point. There's so much tech out there that they've turned the tech saying it to make your life easier, but it's also a privacy issue.
Dude, I got a camera that's like, it's an FPV camera. It's super tiny.
Yeah,
you can barely see it, and it's. I mean, that's nothing. I'm a nobody. Imagine what they have.
Yeah. Dude, we're gonna have to go because the show is about to start.
Yep.
I know. You know what? I'm supposed to go on it too, actually.
Oh, cool. I'll see you there, bro.
Yeah, I'm not ready for it at all, but I'll see you there.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Good luck.
All right, Philip.
Later.
All right, Philip.
Later, Gators.
All right.
I'm not even sure if I'll go on. Maybe I'll just burn that bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, not to say like anything against them, but they got this rule that if you don't show up or email them, you can never come back on the show. Well,
whatever.
You know what? This YouTube career that I've sort of put together is going about as where it is right now. Like I'm not doing much with it, right? Other than I've learned everything I need to know, and I've just about finished building everything I need to finish. And after that, it's like I'll share it with friends. I'll share it with you guys because I said I would. But other than that, I mean, I was watching a good
YouTube video. Somebody sent me a link. I'll try to find it and post it. The guy's been studying magnets for like 40 years, and he was using magnets on his body to heal and all this kind of stuff. Really cool stuff.
Yeah.
So,
think about this. In Egypt, when they used to heal their people, they would use what? Horns?
Yeah.
Magnets is what? It's got a vortex.
That's right. Yeah.
It's a horn. It's just a horn you don't see. Right?
A while back, I used to have these like magnets, the sheet magnets, the ones that you stick on side of a car for like I lined them up underneath the bed. This was a couple years ago, and like the size of the bed, and I just put them underneath, on the floor. I felt so good, I left them there maybe like 6 months. But I remember during those 6 months, I always felt like much lighter, like like I don't know how to explain it, like
an equilibrium type.
Yeah, something like
that.
I
know what you're saying. Yeah.
So you like with magnets, you might be on to something with
Well, this guy's been been working with it for 40 years, and he's put it on pretty much every body part you can imagine and having, positive effects. It's removing the positive energy out of your body and putting the negative energy back into your body. Also grounding too, where you take your shoes and socks off and walk in the grass.
Yep.
Ground yourself to the earth. Right.
Well, remember what I told you I was going to do? I'm doing something with the light body. Well, light actually is part of the way that you get energy into your body in order to start the healing process. Right. It's actually a form of red light therapy from 480 nanometers up to 780. It's all on how you do things. And you, Mike, have a system that can work the same way. You may have to speed it up. I don't think you could atoms motor it, but it's very, very close to what I'm talking about.
I have some IR LEDs. I believe they're 680 nanometer.
Oh yeah. I got a few of those.
Yeah, I got a bag of them. I got like 50 of them.
So you get. Go ahead.
Here's something really neat. So I'm trying to test these lights out, right? Yeah. I can't see anything. I found out what picks them up.
What?
Your cell phone camera. The second you put your cell phone camera on it, you could see the light.
Oh, get out. It's got an infrared filter on it?
It for some reason, it picks up that 680 nanometer.
Wow.
So like like your TV controller.
Yeah.
All right. And it's got the IR bulb.
And it shows that little red beacon if you can see it.
So if you press it, you should not be able to see that light.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. But if you face it at your cell phone camera and look through the cell phone, you can see the light. It picks it up.
I'm going to check that out. Because I've snagged a few of those little bulbs from those remotes.
Yeah, face that bulb at your camera on your cell phone or your camera, and chances are you're going to be able to see that light because I know the cell phone cameras pick it up. So pretty interesting. So if you have that right camera, it'll pick up that certain nanometer spectrum that your eyes can't pick up.
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. Because I got some LEDs that are 480. At least that's
pretty low.
Yeah. I don't know if they actually are. I'm gonna get I can't remember what it's like. It's not a spectrometer meter. No, it's picks up color and tells you
the
color and the nanometers.
Yeah, photographers use it. Yeah, it's got like a ball on it. Yeah. It's what do they call that? It's on the tip of my tongue. What they call that meter?
Not a tri-axis meter.
The lux. It's a lux meter.
Lux meter. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, lux meter.
Yeah, it tells you all the lumens. Tells you all that.
Yeah, the brightness of the light and stuff. I'm not sure if it'll pick up IR though. I'm not sure if it does.
I don't know. But I want to get one because of what I'm working with now.
Yeah, full spectrum cameras will pick it up. I know the cell phone camera picks up IR. So
Well, you know what? I'll tell you this, Mike. After everything we've all talked about and everything that I've said, I'm now at the point where if I can't build a ship and lift off, I could at least buy myself a boat and build a really nice setup where I don't have to even dock for power or any of that. You know what I mean?
As long as you have enough food.
I can grow food. The electroculture that I'm doing is just stupid.
Oh yeah, you haven't talked about that lately. Have you done anything new?
You know what? I didn't talk about it for a long time because, like I said, there were people that were just picking off the information that I was giving out. And then, anyway, whatever. But you're right. I haven't talked about it in a while. What I did was I took a bunch of pot plants, right? Because it's legal. Well, 4. Okay. And literally charge separated the whole room. So my dirt's negative, and above my plants where the lights are, I have coils, and literally as the plants grow bigger, I'm lifting the light, right? That's how you usually do it. But the coil's lifting at the same time, and I'm telling you, the speed.
Genius.
Like 8
my
weeks,
friend.
8 weeks normally for a bud session on marijuana, right? But I can cut it down to literally 5. And without even trying, that's not using CO2. That's not using any of the little tricks. That's just the charge separation, the electroculture. And they're huge, man. I got pictures I'm going to show in the future. And I did it with marijuana because marijuana is the fastest growing plant that I know all the cycles do and exactly how it all, and everybody knows it, right? It's everything.
How about, I heard too.
Love it.
If you get the right electroculture formula, they say it also reduces the amount of pests and bugs.
Oh, absolutely. And your nutrients seem to be like supercharged because everything just explodes. You know what I mean? It's so healthy and green, it's stupid. Yeah.
How about weeds? Like weeds?
I don't know. I imagine they would grow pretty fast too if you had them in your pots, but
yeah, you would try to
there's this new like we're talking about Chinese technology and agriculture. It's like a truck that has this laser light built into it, but it reads the color spectrum of the plant, so it knows what kind of plant it is based on
that's cool.
reading it, and it zaps it. So the truck like glides over the farming land and kills all the bad plants by zapping them with a laser just while it reads the spectrum of the color, so it knows if it's a good plant versus not a good plant. But
that's pretty cool. I wouldn't mind having a device like that if I was going to do something commercial. Do it hard, right?
But like it's kind of pretty cool like that it could do that, read it and at the same time eliminate it.
Gerald, your electroculture, can you use the same methods on an indoor grow?
That's actually what it is on now, is an indoor. Okay, but I used it this summer. This is something different. There's no marijuana involved. It was potatoes, carrots, and beans, like split peas. Mm-hmm. And the amount that I got was stupid for the plants that I had. I got videos and everything of that. I haven't released it yet. I'm going to release that in the future content, right? But the electroculture, you could do it with just literally like copper ball and a stake and throw it in your soil and do it around your garden. It'll help.
How about
doing it the way I do it is stupid.
How about putting like ring magnets, strategically placing ring magnets around? Or
you'd have to make sure they were all south up, I believe it is, depending on where we are, right?
Well,
like from the north, so you might have to have it north up.
I thought north would be going up.
Yeah, because of where we're at, right? Like you would have to ask, like, look at Ken Wheeler. He did a whole bunch of experiments with ring magnets. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not too up on those, but electroculture, I've been playing with that for the last 2 years, and I've gotten really good at it. So I believe that I can grow food 3 times as fast as normal and double the amount.
How about water consumption? Have you tried putting structured water into your
No, but I'll tell you this: it absorbs more water and absorbs it faster.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean.
Less water is needed to get a better result.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
You could always use like one of those mesh metal and put it around your plant. It captures water vapor and it slides down. So, that's another way of like harnessing water from the atmosphere, for plants, like localized, like little domes. If you create like itty bitty domes around them,
But if you were doing electroculture, I'm not sure if that would work. It's a good idea though. Like if you were doing electroculture, that's an amazing idea.
I know.
You wouldn't have to do anything, right? Just let it water itself. Yeah, that's cool.
Would you think the electroculture is attracting orgone? Because it's kind of an electrostatic byproduct. So
yeah, you know what? That's a good question, actually. I don't know.
Yeah, because
I didn't see any glow or any
kind of static charge,
anything like that. But at the same time, I was pulsing it, right? Like I'm using a coil system. So interesting thought. I would think you would only see an orgone glow if you were just using direct static.
Yeah.
Like, you know how they normally do it? They have a pole and then they have the line go up and it's separated to the top at a 90-degree angle like this so that you can collect the magnetic and the static, and then one goes under the soil, one goes above it, and that's your electroculture, right? I just do it differently.
Yeah.
I put the coil up top and I ground it out underneath the plant so that the charge separation is between underneath the soil and above the plant where the lights are. Right. So
interesting.
Yeah.
So that'd be interesting to try
create that field,
I
right?
like it. Yeah.
That would be interesting to try some infrared lights at say 680 nanometer and just have them facing the plants and see if there's any change.
I never thought of that.
Yeah,
that would be a good experiment.
Put them right on the poles of where the coils are. Just having them facing towards the plants.
Yeah.
Experiment with different, IR frequencies. Start at say 600 and go up.
That's a good idea, actually.
See if there's any change, because I wonder. I would say that I would say the plants would pick up some, infrared.
Yeah, but what would it do to them, though? Right? Like that's where my thought is.
Well, that's what we.
That's why we gotta experiment. That's why it's all experimentation, and you don't start on yourself. You start on plants to make sure you're good.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a formula for me. I'm not worried.
Don't use yourself as a guinea pig.
Yeah, please.
Oh, you do, but just after the plants, and then a guinea pig, and then yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
You graduate up slowly. Yeah, that's definitely a good point. Yeah. Don't be a guinea pig. Try some other stuff that,
Don't be a guinea pig. Let your little brother do it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Right on.
I got
Bernie, you got anything you want to chit chat about? Maybe the whole Jackson Foddy.
I'm heading.
You want to?
Oh God! I don't want to get into that today. Hopefully, we'll see. I gotta rewatch it all and go through the actual patents and whatnot, and maybe it'll turn out to actually be beneficial to me. We'll see. We will see, because as far as he's shown. It's a theoretical patent that he got out of Grok using terms and the science of my metamaterials, but he didn't really produce anything, so there's nothing really produced yet. So
how okay, my question is this:
you talking about Jack?
Yeah. How can you get a patent? How can you get a patent on something that's already been open sourced on Grok? Explain that to me.
How could you even go to AI
Indeed.
and then claim a patent just to get your conversation?
That's right. It doesn't make any sense. He's a
Grok came up with it. I just used I used all of Bernie's stuff, and then Grok came up with it. And I haven't made any metamaterials out of it. This is just what Grok says. But you see, so that's why I'm not overly concerned yet, because I'm on the opposite end of, hey, I have the metamaterials. I know how to make them because I am making them, so I can patent those processes, which are probably not necessarily what Grok is saying to do.
You know what? And what I've heard, I could be mistaken by this, he has a provisional patent, which means bullshit. You know,
provisional. That's amazing, because
did he give you?
I hope it's provisional on the point that he manufactures the metamaterials from the patent first, because so far there's nothing there but Grok mumbo jumbo.
It's open sourced. Grok is open source. Anything that comes off it, you can't patent it. And also, they say they claim ownership.
And you have to make something out of that patent. The patent has to produce something. You have to be able to build it from that patent. And where's the actual metamaterial that's made from it?
Let's see it. You know, if it's real, let's see it. You know, these guys come up, oh yeah, I've done this, but it's all words. It's all this. Where's the patent? Where's the actual experiment? Where's the metamaterials? You know, let's see this stuff. Like I haven't seen anything. The only thing I've seen is a guy just flapping his yap. Right? I haven't seen nothing.
And calling people schmucks.
And calling people schmucks left, right, and center. Meanwhile, the biggest schmuck is the guy who's saying it. Right? So
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I know bullshit when I see it. So
you know, he could be leveraging different
he could be
platforms
doing it just to piss him off. I think
what I the other day I was looking at something. You could take information from Grok, dump it into another system, formulate a paper, then dump it into another platform. Yeah, you could keep on doing that till you have some, like one of those softwares that could write a paper for you to submit as a patent. So yeah, original information came from Grok, but it's rewritten, filtered, added until it hits the format. So yeah, you could say he got the information from Grok, but how it's put together is not. Grok doesn't put it together for you.
You know what?
You know?
Grok
that's what Grok does. Is put it together.
Yeah, it's a cheap man's physicist, because he's doing no thinking. The computer is doing all the thinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, if you use it properly, you know how to ask Grok the right questions in the right way to give you an answer. Because I've done, use Grok, and I've used these platforms to come up with ideas, and just the way you say it, or the wording, or the sequence, you're giving it specific data for it to sort out, and you can get two totally different answers, just the way you word something to, Grok or whatever, Gemini or whatever, but. You could use it just to, come up with ideas, but it's making us lazy. You got to come up with the ideas, not the artificial intelligence. So it's not helping you.
Maybe I'm just a old-fashioned guy. I think that if you have to go to AI to do anything, you ain't smart enough to be doing it.
But if you already have a concept, an idea, and you run it by Grok and see if it comes up with
but that's just looking for validation. I get what you mean, unless you're trying to support your theory, I guess.
Right. So you can use it in that way. I would see using it in that way is more honorable and more realistic.
But you and I both know that that's not how people are using it, right?
No, exactly. But You know, for Jack Sarfati to say, "Oh yeah, I came up with it. I used artificial intelligence to come up with it." So basically, he didn't come up with it. He's just rehashing something that a computer just spat out.
He asked a bunch of questions, and
yeah,
that's it.
That's it. Let's go write a patent, guys.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm harping on AI because the only difference between AI and someone who's highly intelligent is that AI has access to all the world's information. Give me access to all the world's information instantaneously. I'll show you what I can build. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just
No, and you need information. And information is not enough. You need information and energy.
Energy I got.
Yeah. You could have all the information you want, but if you don't have the energy to do it, then what do you know?
Yeah.
So
I don't know. To me, experiments and actually building this stuff will always trump the physics.
Absolutely.
The physics and the mathematics should be done very last.
It's like this.
Yeah,
it's like it's like cooking something. You could follow a recipe, but if you just do it differently, it comes out way better.
Well, anybody can follow a recipe out of a box, but creating something out of nothing, that takes talent, right? That takes dedication. It takes work. And anybody can have that talent. Anybody, but you got to dedicate to it. You got to work it.
The thing is, the best guy that I ever knew that could do it the way you're talking about, Gerald, is Charles Steinmetz.
Yeah.
Not everybody is a Charles Steinmetz. I'm sorry. It just doesn't happen.
You're not wrong.
Right?
I don't know what to call myself other than an extreme experimenter. I've done so many experiments and learned so much. I could teach at a university about the stuff that I'm doing right now. Did you see my last video?
I think
no magnetic poles.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think that is? It has to do with the blotch wall.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Has to do with ether. You know what I mean? It has to do with it doesn't even tap my meter. It doesn't touch my meter at all. I can pull energy out of that all day long. And the more I put into the system and spin it around, the more I can take out for free all day long. Oh, but it's not free energy though. It's just really, really efficient.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, when you're using 3 watts to run something that takes 400 to light.
Yeah.
Just efficient.
It's right in front of you. It's right there. It's telling you something right there.
Yeah.
But they come up with a different name for it. They call it blotch wall.
Yeah. And really what it could be called displacement current. Joe Legacy could be dead on that one, right? Because it's the way that you use the system. Where did he get that from? Thomas Bearden?
Yeah.
Maybe. Tom Bearden talks about phase conjunction, right? Well, it's kind of how the system works. 180 degrees out of phase. That's phase conjugation, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I don't know. I've been playing with this stuff for so long. You actually, in your system, believe it or not, have a smaller form of phase conjugation because of the way that a pulse motor works. And your coils sit on the outside with the opposite direction, collecting current.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm just seeing things, but I see how all this works and how it works in the certain systems and how some systems just don't have it. There's a lot of people that claim to have it, right? And that's fine.
The thing is, the problem is most people are using too little amount of power to actually detect an actual gain. And most people, don't have the instrumentation or the oscilloscopes and the proper meters to get the proper readings.
Yeah.
That's one thing I struggled with for a few years, trying to get the proper readings, when you're dealing with negative energy, the meters that we have are not designed for negative energy.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Okay.
Somebody mentioned in the comments, I just want to address it really, really quick. He said, it's free energy. Why are you so scared? I'm not scared, but I won't claim that it's free energy until I stand in front of that university professor with all his equipment and he gets to test it.
It's
and I can say
the free energy thing is just
it's a misnomer. It's a joke.
It's a
misnomer.
People have
bastardized it.
I feel more confident and more comfortable using over Unity than I would free energy.
Okay,
I agree with that.
Okay, one thing to prove that free energy is really free is when you conduct this experiment, you really have to conduct it with a completely empty room, completely empty. Because I really believe somehow it strips from the outside material, converts it into energy. It erodes the things around it.
But Lulu, your definition of free energy is completely wrong. Free energy doesn't mean you're getting energy from nothing. Free energy means you're on a decentralized system. You're not using exchange of money for that energy. You're producing it yourself. That's what the free part is. It doesn't mean the energy comes for free. You still have to build a device. Yeah, you still have to build your device to make your own energy. The free part has to do with being decentralized. You're not using the power grid.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, and after a time, it pays itself off like solar panels.
Right. Yeah. But, this is a lot more cost effective than a solar panel. But, but the whole terminology, the free part, doesn't mean anything related to the tech. It has nothing to do with the tech. It has to be, there's no exchange of money, and you can produce it yourself, and it's decentralized. That's what it is. That's what free energy is. So that's why I like, if I'm talking about the tech part, I feel a lot more comfortable using over Unity, because that is more of an accurate, truthful, view of what we're building. Right?
You're not wrong. That's a way better definition.
That's the way I feel.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I like that better because, like you said, free energy. The term's been bastardized. People hear it, they go, "Oh my god, another one!" You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the worst terminology to use for it.
Yeah.
And they also use like 0 point as well. I mean, it's another.
Well, 0 point's different. That's relating to the tech.
Oh, okay.
Right. 0 points relating to the tech.
That's from your energy comes from that center point created from the vacuum that you've opened by pulsating a literally.
Well, 0 point. The actual definition of 0 point is the 0 point fluctuation of energy at absolute zero, which is minus 467.8 degrees C. Even at that low temperature, you still have energy fluctuation in the ether. That's what 0 point is.
That's what they classified scientifically as. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
but is that 0 point? I mean, if you have something room temperature that does it
you're interacting with it regardless of what temperature you're at.
That's true.
A true 0 point is it has to be at absolute zero, minus 468 point whatever degrees C, and you still have energy fluctuation in that given space. That's the true definition of 0 point.
Yeah, that's the scientific definition of it. I get what you're saying.
Right.
Some people refer to free energy as 0 point, and that's not right by any means.
No. The free part has to do with the monetary value of that of energy.
You're not wrong there.
So that's an entirely different thing. You have to push that off to the side. What are we dealing with? We're dealing with systems that produce a lot more power than it takes to run the system. I feel more confident and more truthful by saying over Unity. It's more descriptive. Exactly what you're trying. So, if I'm making a pulse motor that uses 50 volts, but it's only taken microwatts of power to run it, but my potentials, I'm able to get substantially higher than what I'm putting into the system. To me, the science is starting to mature now to actually prove this theory correct.
Well, one of my last videos, I was running a 24-volt DC motor, a neon light, a bank of LEDs. I had 100 some odd volts potential. I'm running all that off supercaps. Oh, and I'm charging a secondary supercap bank at the same time as running all that. Yeah. So over unity, you could call it.
Yeah, I don't know. Exactly. That's
more. Can you dump it back into the grid?
Why would I don't want to.
Why would you?
I don't want to.
Point?
Yeah.
Well, the point is like you get maybe money back if
you're
not in Canada.
No, but Lulu, you're trying to get away from that tyranny. Why would you put something that you've created for yourself using your own resources?
No, I'm saying if I like took in what my need is, and then there's like a extra. What do you do with that?
Sell it to your neighbor.
Huh?
Yeah, there you go.
You sell it to your neighbor.
Yeah, sell it to your neighbor. Yeah.
He can run his grow room off it. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Right?
Makes sense.
Share it with your neighbor.
That's it. Right? Or open up a welding shop because you're going to have all the power you want in the world, right?
You have to be quiet when you do it because the powers to be won't like that too much.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Right.
Don't worry, we're not selling nothing to our neighbors, okay?
It's free energy.
Giving it away.
Giving it away, yes. Well, I mean, my whole thought was like, okay, I mean, these companies, like electric companies, have been charging me for decades. Well, it's it's time for them to return a check back, from that. But you're right. The whole idea is
for decades is what it is, Lulu.
Huh?
So we've been ripped off for decades, but we won't get too much into
that. One thing I would say is actually real 0 point energy is these new 0 point energy chips this company is making using graphene. So they make this graphene layer. It's 1 nanometer thick, a lattice structure, and it's just sitting on this grid. And whatever temperature variation or whatever happens, it gets it moving. It's constantly in motion, and it's producing small amounts of power, but it's getting it from basically nothing.
Kind of like a wave machine.
Yeah, kind of like picking up the natural ambient waves of thermo and magnetic fluctuations. It's picking that up.
That's interesting.
So, there's a couple of guys out there working on this stuff. I would say that would be, quote unquote, your real definition of a 0 point energy chip. But you have to use so many of them to ramp up that power.
Or to do anything worthwhile doing, right?
Right. So to run, say, small micro electronic devices, sure, use those chips. They would never run out of power, right? So there are things coming out. There are things coming out. Graphene. They're making graphene better and better and better, and what they're using the graphene in.
There's something I can't put my thumb on about graphene. I don't know what it is yet. It's amazing stuff, but there's something that bothers me about it. I'm just crazy like that, right? I like to see weird things, but I don't know. Graphene's just a strange animal.
Yeah. No, graphene's cool. I've been playing around with it for the last little while. It's easy to make. It's not that hard.
I have a bottle of it. At least it says it's graphene, liquid graphene, but I don't know. Right. I'm getting the stink eye here. I'm gonna have to jet early, and I'm gonna have to let you guys go. But
we're gonna square up soon. I gotta be on the road.
I appreciate you for joining.
Yeah, I appreciate for you too, Bert and Ernie. No, I'm fucking with you, Bernie. It's all good. Yeah, it was good talking to you guys. And Lulu.
Gar! We love you, Gerald.
You guys have a great weekend, eh?
Yeah. Take care. Okay. All right.
So maybe I'll go this week to the UNT, University of North Texas. I don't know. I mean, they sent me the email.
Bernie, are you there? Bernie?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just going to scoot up for a quick smoke. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay.
Chit chat
So
with Lulu.
you're gonna go.
All right, so let me read the invitation.
Yeah, Lulu, you're going.
It says,
You're
"Good
gonna
morning.
accept
I
it?
know."
Okay.
It says, "Good morning. I know this is very short notice, but we would love for you and your friends to attend this great summit as our guests. The Southern Dallas Region Innovation Summit provides an opportunity to learn directly from leading entrepreneurs and thought leaders about new and emerging innovations in logistics, aviation, energy, and artificial intelligence. You're invited to attend this event hosted by the University of North Texas, Dallas, the Inland Port of Transportation Management Association, and the University of North Texas as a part of a grant funded by the National Science Foundation. We look forward to your participation. To obtain additional information, please register either using the link below or call for any questions. And it's from the executive director of the University of North Texas National Security and Economic Strategy, Mr. David Hamilton. So this is the third invitation. Okay, this is the third one. I got it. I went to
go.
Yeah, I know. Like, but it's I don't know. I feel weird going. Like I went to the first one. It was great. But I felt like I knew more than they did. So it's like, okay.
It's an awkward feeling, and I struggled with dealing with it for a very, very long time now. And I think after about 12 years, I finally come to accept it, even though it's still uncomfortable. That like, good God, we cannot be the best humanity actually has. Like, there's not.
Why not? Why
things.
not? Why not? We maybe. Why not? Like, why would
That's
you?
what I'm saying. I've come to accept we most likely are, even though I hate it because I never want to be the smartest person in the room. It turns out probably we are always that. May God help us.
It's not about being the smartest or not, but we invested time for the love of science in it, not for the monetary gain. See, they didn't invest their time in understanding the science. They invested their time in creating a thing around how they're gonna monetize that science. See, that's where the difference is. So people like us innovators, we know the possibilities scientifically, but financially not so much, because that's not how we think. When you think about innovating something scientifically, you don't look at the equivalent to the monetary. They do, the whole procurement process of any idea. They need to see how they could bleed it into the financial system completely before they say, okay, we'll give it a go, but these are the parameters. And the problem is the parameters. Once you put parameters on scientific innovation, it's hard, because then like, you won't get there. There should, but they take all the global parameters, all the legal parameters, all of and then they just, that's why people never like finish these ideas fully. They just put so much red tape on these things. Yeah, theoretically you could, uh, uh, pitch the greatest presentation, but let's build it. Then they say, oh, we have to ask this person, we have to get this, and we have to get that. It's like, man, just approve it, like, approve it and let the scientists do their thing. Right? Nobody's there. But yeah. Hello. Bernie's gone, and Mike is gone. Well, hello everyone. I guess I'm here.
Can you hear?
Hello?
Can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I've
Yeah,
been
I
here
can
the
hear
whole
you.
time. I'm sorry, Lulu. I was
It's
trying to
okay.
say that was so well said and so true, because it is exactly that, and it's so sad. And that, yeah, as soon as you put parameters onto it, it's fake. It's not real science. It is just dogma and corruption and putting a dollar sign onto it. And that's why we've done and accomplished more in 4 to 5 years with our own self-funding in the few thousands of dollars than 30 years and hundreds of billions of dollars into these tokamaks and particle colliders and the rest of it. And it's insane. It's absolutely insane.
Yep.
All right, I'm back. Sorry, I missed what you guys were talking about.
We're talking about like the whole bureaucracy, behind having innovators complete their ideas. Like it's like if it, it could be an evolutionary idea, but the problems when they want to do a procurement cycle around it, that's when it ruins it. Because it's like it should not be completely integrated into the commercial or sector for monetization. It's if you want to use this as a government tool, a power play machinery or invention, you cannot have it integrate into the commercial sect, because then
Well, it's just corruption. There's no power play of it anymore. It's just a sellout, and it's a system that's failing because it costs 30 to 100 times more anything else in the world that's competitive, because we've fallen so far behind that the West is in denial, and we are in a delusion thinking we are still ahead when we have fallen behind.
I've
It is a
said this
sad
to
state.
I've said this to them like last time. I said, it cannot be from the point like, we submit a paper to you guys that we hear 2 years later from you. It doesn't work like that. 2 years is a very long time. You may have other nations stealing the idea and coming up with it first. That's one. Two, the morale of the innovators like dwindles down when the idea is hot and ready. You do it then. You don't wait 2 years and have committees and I don't know what one from one person. Yeah, it's like it dies off and new things come up. Like you want to open up a new scientific innovation. You stamp your approval on it right then and there. The old saying says you strike the iron while it's hot, not after it cools down. You'll never be able to do anything with it.
Yeah. See, the thing is too, like, patent wars and all this stuff, this was going on in the 1800s as well. You don't know. They were fighting left, right, and center for patents, especially, Tesla's transmitter for radio.
Mm-hmm.
So Marconi was using 14 of Tesla's patents in order to make his device. And Tesla said, you know what? Okay, he's using 14 of my patents. Let him do it. But, if he's going to try making money off it, I want my cut.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and then Tesla gave up his patents for Westinghouse just so the company could survive, and they made probably billions, if not more, off of it now, but millions and tens of millions in his lifetime. While it was travesty, because he should have been an extremely rich, wealthy man throughout his life, and they swindled him into giving it away on his own free will. It's bad.
Yep. Those businessmen are tyrants. They don't give a shit about anybody but what's if it's going to make them money.
Speaking about
nothing's changed. It's still like that today.
Like Tesla's power transmission, DARPA saying that they invented something that could transmit energy like 5 kilometers, like a laser. And I started laughing.
Yeah, they're so far behind. They're using
I started laughing
for
with that
though. And Tesla is, it's a laser based. It's not even wirelessly, like it's not through space. It's not quantum oscillation or resonance. It's a beam that you have to get all the energy to get the beam. Thus, you're wasting a whole bunch of energy just to put it into that form to send it.
Yeah. See, like back in Tesla's day, he was working on Wardenclyffe. the population was a lot less back then. And, you're going to have a transmitter shooting lightning bolts into the atmosphere. Today, that's totally unpractical to use a system like that anyways. So that begs the question, well, where do we go? Well, obviously, the U.S. power grid infrastructure is aging. It hasn't been updated. It's got a lot of problems with it. Even in my family, on my wife's side, there's one of her family members that works for the Department of Energy. And I talked to him a few times about it, and he says it's like, they call it like NASA because they have to control such a huge area of the power grid. It's impossible to keep everything running at all times. It's just, there's so many issues that go along. So I personally, if we're going to get off this whole paradigm of being controlled for power, is you have to go to a decentralized power system. There's no other way to do it.
Absolutely. Even just for self survival, it's retarded that we have this insanely fragile.
I still believe
inefficient, fragile grid. It's horrible.
I still believe that it's not just about energy, but it's about like surveillance of the tech that you're putting into you're plugging in your devices to make it work. That whole meter thing, that's not, it doesn't just read, kilowatts per whatever. It has another function. It reads.
Sure, spying on you.
Yeah, it is. So they know exactly.
It's a giant antenna.
Yeah.
Today's power grid is a giant antenna. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Right from how they designed the whole system, it should have been a
and extremely inefficient.
Extremely inefficient. Like the
By
way
design.
They ground the
By
system.
design.
The way they ground the system now is every single, a clothing washer in your basement is physically attached to every single house in your whole block. So before, they used to ground all your power system to the water network or the water pipes of your house. They don't do that no more. It's all hooked up like one giant loop antenna.
And you got extra charge from that before. You actually pulled charge from the ground when they had that.
But here's the other thing: safety.
It would run the DC one. What are they called? Oh man, that's gonna cut.
See, the problem is it's designed as a
thing. Oh, sorry, it'll come to me. My apologies.
My point is, the way they've designed the power grid system today is one giant loop antenna. Okay, so what happens if a lightning bolt hits one of those power lines? Okay, you would expect you would have a lightning arrestor plus a grounding system to drown out all that power. The way they've designed the system today is everybody is connected to each other as a ground. So if the lightning bolt hits the tower, guess what? Everybody's TV in a huge area blows up simultaneously.
Yeah.
So it fries everybody's
Dynamo. So the ground going to the copper pipe water pipes with the water flowing through, which is a magnetic or electromagnetic charge, that then the copper gets a electric magnetic field through it. When you connect that ground to that, and then you also connect it to an antenna above to the atmosphere, that's a massive differential, and that they used to be able to have a dynamo connected between the two, and it was
You're cutting out, Bernie.
You're
cutting out.
Run the dynamo at home.
Yeah. See, back in the day, back in Steinmetz' era, he came up with what was called the dynamotor. So he would hook up the motor in series with the power line circuit. So it was actually running itself, because when you get a power grid that's so big, there's so much energy going through it. you could actually use the power that the place that you want to charge, you're actually taking it from the source. So because the power grid is so huge that this motor actually basically was running itself by using the power from the grid. It's making more power out of it and shoving it back into the grid again. So there are some pictures of it. It's called the dynamotor. Made in the early 1900s. You don't see them anymore, but they were a very good system. And it actually helped the energy actually be a true 60 hertz. It didn't have the problems with parasitic energies and harmonics going through the system like today. Like the transformers outside, they're hooked up in the Y. So it's kind of like under the electrical engineers, they had an old joke, why the Y? They should have stayed with Delta, but Delta costs more. But it saves a huge amount of problems, with safety and having crazy harmonics. Like a couple of years ago, we had a transformer not too far from where I live, the one up on the pole, it blew up. And that was caused by a parasitic harmonic that developed inside the transformer, heated up so badly it destroyed the windings on the inside of the coil, and poof, she blows up into flames. So it took out one of the trees beside it and almost took out the first house on the block.
Wow.
So, yeah, because they want to save money. That's why they use the Y. If they used a Delta, you wouldn't have that problem. So, yeah, it's a pretty complicated thing, but.
And this is on the power lines.
This is on the power lines. Yeah, all those power transformers you see up on the pole, those round tube things, they're hooked up in a Y configuration, which if you get a wrong harmonic going through that power line into the transformer, will overheat it and eventually destroy it from the inside out due to thermal breakdown. So if they used it, the Delta configuration, it eliminates that problem. Eric Dollar did a really good conference. He called it the 4-phase system that Tesla was working on, which is far superior than a 3-phase system, which 98% of the grid runs on a 3-phase system.
I know what you're talking about.
So, yeah, it's pretty complicated stuff, but it costs dollars, money. That's why they go.
Is this what you're talking about? Like this is the 3-phase one with the Y thing.
That's the Y.
That's how I've seen them. Yeah. This is like from a view from the top, looking down at it.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're saying that the Delta one is a closed loop.
Well, not a closed loop. It's just a configuration of all of the poles going in. Right?
Okay.
And it prevents, the harmonics from going out of whack. It's polyphase, right? So, yeah, it's to upgrade it to the right way, it would cost billions and billions of dollars to do it. We're using the same system here in Canada. It's no different. We do have some, security measures, if you get EMPs or, if we were to have a Carrington event, like I think it was in 2012 or 2013, there was a big EMP that hit northern Quebec, and it knocked out their power grid for over 2 weeks. Everything got fried. You had a solar flare, and it hit the ionosphere and just fried the whole grid.
Joe.
So that's still possible. So
speaking of solar flares and EMPs, up in the north, a huge glacier fell, and it like flooded Alaska. It flooded, like, all the shorelines globally have risen. Huge glacier, like just started melting away. What the cause? EMPs, solar flares. It's like but it's cracking. It cracked that ice to the point where it, like Alaska flooded parts of Alaska.
Yeah. Well, I heard that the Northern Pacific is about 5 degrees warmer than what it was last year. So that temperature variation is definitely going to affect the polar ice caps. Oh, we lost Bernie.
We lost Bernie.
But maybe he got hit by an EMP.
Yeah. I mean, he's got the northern lights up there too. Like, you don't know.
Yeah. I haven't been able to see it. It's too cloudy here. We had a bit of rain tonight, and it's supposed to warm up a little bit. Like earlier this week, we're like in the low 50s, so it was pretty cold at night.
The weather here in Houston, like here in the Woodlands, is beautiful. It's like low 70s. It's so nice. Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah, we're getting to that point where we're getting frost at night, so getting a little chilly.
I'll keep warm. How's the heating system in Canada? Is it like here?
Mostly gas.
Mostly gas.
Natural gas. There are some places that use electrical, but oil, not so much. Maybe northern parts of Canada, maybe on oil still, but for most of it's been all converted over to gas now.
Yeah. Like I lived in one of those houses. They had the water radiators, like the ones that,
oil furnaces and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We had some oil furnaces back in the 80s and early 90s, but most of the stuff's been phased out now. 90% of it now is probably gas. Like even the newer houses now, they don't build houses with chimneys anymore. They've phased them out. They've phased them out. Like the house we had in the other town we lived back in the 90s, we had a nice fireplace. All the new houses here where I live, all the new homes, no fireplaces. They're just not building them anymore.
Here they do, like here, like the house, but Houston's also newer from like this, than the north. So I don't know, but no, they built them here.
I think it's more like a special request now by the builder, but most of the housing builders in Canada now, most of their homes don't have fireplaces at all. They'll have like a gas one, but the thing is, if you lose your power, you can't run your gas furnace. You need electricity to make your gas fireplace to work.
Yeah, it's a lighter. It's a lighter. You don't need that click, click, click. You could just light it yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of funny though.
Yeah.
But I think we're gonna square it up, Lulu. I gotta get to bed here.
Well, I hope you have a great night.
Yeah, we're going on a road trip tomorrow, so we need to get some extra sleep, and we'll be back on again next week, Friday night at 9:00 Eastern, 6:00 Pacific, and we'll have the whole crew, and we'll find out how the show went for Mr. Phillip on the other. What was the show he went on tonight?
It's the same one that he went last time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway. I'll probably hear about it at some point.
All right. Well, you have a great evening, and I forgot to say Happy Thanksgiving. I forgot that Canada.
Thank you. Yeah, it was Sunday and Monday. Sunday we had our meal. It was good. Yeah, it was good to see family and stuff.
Well, enjoy your weekend. Goodbye, everyone. See you guys next week. Thank you.
Cheers. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.